Hello and welcome back to Danganronpa. We just discovered Sakura's body. I am still not over that.
Danganronpa.
Huh? Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I hear Hina talking, but my eyes start steadily fast. Steadily forward, I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time, it happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. When shaky legs Hina left the room, the rec room. No, don't go by yourself. People now know that they can kill two people. If it was Byakuya ordering Jill to kill Sakura, killing you in order to kind of sort of have a majority would be like the easy thing to do because hero can be turned on the flip of a dime. But then again, ordering Jill to kill either me or Kyoko would be the better suggestion. And why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. Yeah, get out of there. I should just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone. Oh girl.
Yes!
Oh, so she's dead. Sakura's been killed, I see. Yeah, of course those two don't care. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began. You just heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means. Sakura was murdered and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were trying to say? No, whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room. It was one of you. Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, one of you killed Sakura.
What?
You're accusing us before we even began the investigation. I don't need to investigate anything because you hate her. You hate the sight of her. One of you did it, I know it. You know it. Gee, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer? That's right, it's Don't get so mad, Mrs. Akina, or you're gonna ruin that little face of yours. Ew. Bear do one. Now then, with that, hold on. There's something I need to ask. It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura. Oh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again and then I killed her? Sorry, not quite, actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to almost regrettable and without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that, it saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Cause even for someone like me, it would have been a no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that. I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she's violated the rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So I didn't know who it was, but whoever the blackened is this time, I owe you one. You don't know who it was? That's not possible.
What is this?
You owe them one. Oopsie, before you get all pissy potty at me, you better figure out who did it first, cause I mean your lives are all on the line, right? But if you don't know who it was, you wouldn't be able to judge us.
What is this?
What the hell, he owes them one? I hate him, I hate this whole thing. Well, I for one am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. And let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. I'm okay, let me handle it. Okay, she wants revenge. Just let her fuel that anger. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura. Okay, then Hina's guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
what?
Me? You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order.
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say, which is Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. Cool.
It's your fault.
One of you kills.
I won't forgive
Don't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Be stupid, our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. Don't care what you say, I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise? I won't ask you to let all of us in, just let me. You don't really care. It's nasty that she basically launched Hiro in with them because Hiro was on our side. Now it's 3-on-3. This is bad, girl. We would lose in an outright fight. You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyways. Okay, and you, Hiro, do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, you just gave him another puppet, an easy to affect puppet. My goodness, Hina, I didn't think that you were gonna screw me over this badly. You're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I
It's all
care?
clear now.
And it's decided. Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura. For those of us still alive and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay, but no matter what, Bianca, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, we want to touch her.
listen.
It's enough fighting, we need to figure out the investigation from here on out. The focus, everyone keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer, all of us face execution. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. Kind of hopeless hope, we have no choice but to just do it. So I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. Okay, thank you for the time of death. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a struggle. Of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. Wait. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. No, I don't think so. If I'm right about what I saw about the corpse, I don't think it's gonna be a challenge at all, but... Where's that?
so
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. That door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room, which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. Or, you know, just like the previous one, Sakura barred the door herself. So the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out. So we broke the window. There's like zero escape, right?
in other words,
In other words, this is a classic locked room murder. I wanna bitch slap you. Don't use that kind of a logic when this game already pulled that on us and already showed us how that is not true. My goodness, you are smarter than this girl. And this guy is a dumbass, so he's gonna listen to you. I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery novels or whatever. Yeah, and they're better written, usually. But could it really happen in the real world? Yes! And it's just as cheap as in those novels, and right before our very eyes like this. Are you curious to hear more about what the locked room murder entails? Wow, no, I've seen better works of that. Gal. Share if you
That's
don't
fine.
mind. But when you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. Yes. So basically, somebody... Wait a second. Simply means that the killer committed his crime, then through some special method sealed the room. Yes. But the way most solutions to that would be Sakura was smashed on the head, she bled out. Like, unless the report said that she died instantly after being smashed on the head, which obviously the report didn't say because that bear is not good at analyzing bodies anyways, or just wants to withhold information for the fuck of it. Then through some special method seal the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room, of course. I mean, you can do any number of things. If you put the chair right next to a room in a way that it's going to fall as you close the door, put it right next to the door, the chair will fall on the door, sealing the door, and the killer basically gets out normally through the door. There, I just explained a solution to this whole mystery. It's not even worth considering, you dumb little shit. Basic approach including using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations, blah blah blah. So for that, all we have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right? Second type is when the locked room already existed before the crime is committed. True. Oh, basically the killer used a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. So complicated, I'm telling you it's not that one. You push the switch and it fires a handgun. She was bludgeoned on the head. That's not what happened. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that. But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit exactly. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. It's not to the point, girl. You don't know where a secret wall is. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list. You could have crossed that one off the list with the way the victim was killed, but sure.
It's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. Yes, that's exactly what happened the previous case. But sure, let's pretend like that case never happened, just for the sake of this stupidity. What do you mean by that? I don't know, you're stupid. At this point, I'm just sorry, main character, just go and die in a hole somewhere. They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. It sounds like it could have been possible, maybe. The fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. No doubt. Not a locked room. By that I mean there actually is an alternative escape route somewhere within the room. You see, this is a lot. There's a lot of novels and things, but in reality, it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too? I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities that Kyoko. Which of these 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this stream. Ah, my brain cells. I just lost them. I can't believe you're turning to be the puddle of the group. I thought you were smart. But right now I can't really say. I see. Girl, the amount of disappointment. If Peanut doesn't turn out to be the killer, I'm dating her and you can do one. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room. Peanut's the one who called us to this room. Oh my god. The killer. Until I figure that one out, the truth behind Sakura's death still remains hidden. Definitely a tough mystery I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can for Sakura, if nothing else. Is she smiling? Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure, so she was poisoned. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. The problem with that file is that it only probably talks about external injuries that you can see. If the bear has no intention of analyzing the internal stuff and giving us a blood analysis and stuff, because if this was poison, obviously it would pop up if we analyze her blood, but since nobody's capable of doing that. So she doesn't look like she's smiling. She looked like she was smiling in the previous pose, which is why I think it might be Hina. Because why else would she be smiling if she didn't swallow poison from Hina? State of Sakura's body has been added to the truth bullet section of your notebook. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Or she was poisoned. Poison was introduced this chapter. Not a chance. Thank you. Somebody with brain cells. Miyakura. However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting? Yes, most definitely. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting, but it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely had to be connected to the way she died. Of course it is. Looks like some kind of wrapper. Do you recognize it? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So I gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like, actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You're just digging your grave, aren't you? Because you could have poisoned them. God, I hate this. You really like them that much. But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. Yeah. I wonder why that is evident. I wonder why she was smiling when we saw her in the beginning. Could it be because she actually liked her killer? My god. This game sometimes. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red and these are the top and bottom section of the bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Glass shards on the floor have been added to the bullet. Wow. There's something else on the ground near the glass. The figure, it fits in the palm of my hand. No, Kuma figure. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. Must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Yes, it does make sense. He was bludgeoned there. He came to sit on the chair. So the bludgeon is not the thing that killed her. Why is it so far away from where she died? I don't know, man. Why don't you use your fucking brain for once? There's a locker room. The locker is open and then on the inside, the handprint.
Why?
The handprint doing there. It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint and all the
It's
dust.
true.
And it looks quite fresh too. If I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra, so then maybe the killer hid in there until the locker room was open, don't you think? During all the confusion they popped out and joined the rest of the group?
Wrong.
Fortunately that's not possible. Why not? Think back, before we opened the door we looked inside the room. The locker was already opened at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so what does this handprint mean? I'm starting to get some hope. If somehow Sakura was attacked, it might mean that it wasn't Hina that killed her. But some hope does not mean... Oh, there's bottles. There are 4 red bottles like lined up on the shelf. Yes, but there were... Oh, there it is. Okay, and inside each bottle there's some kind of Monokuma figure. Okay. What I'm wondering now is how they got those figures inside the bottle. It doesn't matter. It's the bottle that was smashed. No different from your standard shipping bottle. You know where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh yeah, I have.
In other words,
So this is the Monokuma version of a Monokuma bottle, if you will. Feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shard glass, which probably started out as a bottle, which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of the glass in the Monokuma figure are evidence of that, so I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was a weapon. Alright. Is there nothing here? Magazines. Does the magazine have anything?
What the heck? I won't forgive you.
I'm still not putting you off the suspect list yet. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Thank you. And let me help you find out more. Easy Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her. You know, we're right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Okay, so she was trying to make us and for Hina. Eventually, she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me, she said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. Monokuma File says she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. This is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, never would have happened. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. But the fact that she had asked those 3 to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the 3 of them directly. True. Do you have any insight for me before I talk?
However,
Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a
It's
fight.
true.
That's basically my issue. Like, it doesn't. She didn't die from the bludgeon to the head, right? It's the poison that killed her. It's obviously the poison. So, if someone was in the room and smashed her on the head a couple of times, why didn't she fight back? And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right? It wouldn't matter, she didn't die from the blow on the head. I know that she might have been confused, but the fact that she has no other wounds means that she didn't want to do anything to her assailant, which still leads me to believe that it's Hina.
certainly.
Then they would have needed to if they expected to stand in chance against her. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room. It looks like a protein drink and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how. She's not the only one who likes protein drinks, my girl. She mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments. Wouldn't take that too hard if I were you. This protein can, it's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the chemist.
Just a second.
That's strange. What is? You see, that scattered around the can, shards of light blue glass. They must be part of the window I broke to get inside. But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Where does that matter? That's it for sure. So the can was on the chair or on the door, like somewhere, and actually fell down once we got. Oh yes, because we shattered the door first, then we pushed the chair, so the glass was on the chair. I feel like it will become an important clue later on, so this might be a clue to basically state that Sakura was the one that put the chair there to the door. And if it's not a clue for Sakura pushing the chair to the door, it's a clue for Hina again. An important clue, I'm not sure. Yeah, because you have no brains. Has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
What?
What do you want to bother me? Oh, there's something I like to talk to you about. Make it quick. The truth that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room, so you found out. Interesting, then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped that note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. If he didn't see her, is that the truth? Yes, I believe him. I'll try to prove otherwise. I have no choice but to accept it as a fact.
Come on.
You're all finished. Please remove yourself from my sight. Oh my goodness, Hina. There's something that I have not checked. Oh, the chair. We couldn't get it off, but there's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. Ah, goodness, what a child. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Alright, fine, that's a good conclusion to draw, at the very least. What in the F is wrong with you? What have I not examined? The door? This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happens, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. There is no way, you dumbass, that this door was just, I don't know, like perfectly aligned to the wall and that it doesn't have a breathing crack at all for which a mechanism can be used. But whatever, the fact that this is not a locked room mystery, it's a fucking dumb shit. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the room didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the door knob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that, so the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Yes, thank you. So that proves my point. Sakura closed the door herself. Has been added to the truth, but
Listen.
Oh, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so for the most
So
part.
then,
I should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you will go in my place. It's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue, but she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. And those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Jill and Hiro. Okay. Hiro, man, I know it's not you, even though you've been acting so weird. I press the doorbell. And after a few seconds. Who's there? The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
It didn't look like she was in a good
I
mood.
was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously, I know it's almost like glittered out into the hallway. Okay.
What do you want?
What?
Well,
Don't know what you're talking about. Kyoko already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? Wanted to meet with Nancy too? I just said too, didn't I? Yup. Yes, now it's totally obvious. Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Kyoko claimed she didn't go see her, but I really believe her, and well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept that. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated. Wasn't he somewhere around here? Oh man, surrounded by dead people.
You know?
Stop Mako, you need something, yeah. I just wanted to check something about Sakura, how Sakura wanted to meet with you. Do you know about that? You guys maybe gave into my soul of your special abilities awakening you, but I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she wanted Bianca and Toko to come too. When did Sakura tell you that? Oh well. Well, she asked me to meet with her, of course, but didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others like in passing. Got to be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura? No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely.
Actually,
Last time I saw her was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at me.
I hadn't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? I still have it. Let's see.
Hey, come Come
I'm
on.
sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hand back out of his pocket. But when he did, I saw something flutter on the ground. Something had fallen out of his... Quick as the wind, he was snatched it back up and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out.
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Oh my goodness, is he that stupid? Okay, so I've read front over here, and what next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from this camera. Where should I start? I'm going to the lab, but oh my god. I'm starting to get some hope. I never liked that hero guy. If he's the murderer, I'm fine with that. But somehow it feels like it's so staged for him to be the murderer that it's almost unbelievable. I don't know. I just thought he's stupid AF, so... Oh goodness, is that me just being completely blindsided by the fact that this feels like a tragedy? So I was thinking that maybe it was Hina for no good reason at all. Yes, let's hope. Let's just hope that it's not Hina.
What?
Just make sure you don't get in my area, guy. I think what you meant to say was yes, sir, I understand. In the shop, but I just can't get over how big it is. We should probably take a closer look at it. Maybe you should look at the fucking bottle. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected here to make one giant shelf. But more importantly right now, what's the powder that's been held in front of the shelves? Have to be careful not to step in it. The broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Looks like the bottle had a label on it, Chem 4C. Before, do you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking this out, and at that point this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled. That's right, it could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. The shelf is one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poison and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and the number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving with such. On the shelf it looks like a bunch of chemicals, so I have no idea what they are. They're reagents, but simply they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such an ignorance for so long? It must really be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh? What you think studying science and mathematics has no particular application in the real world? The world of a lifelong which I suppose suits you. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. The containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelf the section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here, in which case I don't think I have to worry too much. Let's see what's on this shelf of the camp. Dietary. Why is that thing M9? That looks like it belongs in C. And different medicines. Please notice it. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and the number, so I guess I can consider this part block. But wait, yes, there is a section C. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? Try to find out more about the shelving unit. Looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, section B has reagents, and section C has lethal chemicals. Kyoko must have gotten the protein powder from section A, but what concerns me is that in section A there was a bottle with the label from section C. What was a bottle of poison from section C doing in section? Definitely something going on there. I'm not sure. Has been added to the truth bullet. Section of your handbook. Okay. Okay, footprints. There are footprints. They're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? You may need a sketch out to sketch out the floor plan. By we, you mean me. How kind of you to With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen. Well, let's go, chop chop. I got to work, and before long I drew up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad for you, I mean me. So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints
It's
must be
certainly possible.
Makoto. Are they yours? New. Okay then, let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for mine. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Bianca said. Your feet do appear to be too big. Too big. Okay, so it is a girl. Oh my god, it is Hina. Oh my. Ooh. Unfortunately, I must admit, like, if Makoto's are too big, Hiro's shoes are too big as well. You must admit these are not your footprints, unfortunately. But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are really valuable too. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I'd better not leave a footprint. I'd probably take a good hard look at the powder. Bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also a remains of a broken bottle. Looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the position of the footprints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. That's because they went to the right. They went, according to Bianca, the powder would not have been spilled right around the time. Would have been spilled right around the time of the incident. So I can tell for now. The rec room. Okay.
Hey,
I told Kyoko to come here or from here
I
told me.
anyway,
Okay.
hey,
Doesn't it look like there should be 2 bottles missing?
So... Hey. Anyway... That doesn't matter. So then... So then... In other words...
But it's twice as heavy.
In other words... So then... So then... I knew it. In other words... Hey. Just a second. Hey. Whew. It's true. So... Hey. Correct. I see. Hey. It's true. It would seem... Indeed. Correct. It's true. Hey. Correct. So... However...
I won't forgive you.
Alright, and with that piece of evidence, we can finally go to the trial. I'll be ending this episode here because I'm a little drained and I need some rest. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.